Welcome back to another Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Now, if you're prepping to take a high-stakes professional certification exam, you already know the material itself is tough enough, right? But what about the technical side of things? Today, we're unpacking exactly how to navigate high-stakes technical difficulties on test day, based strictly on the official support guidelines. We're going to map out exactly who's responsible for what and how you can protect yourself from some seriously costly technical mishaps.
Okay, so picture this. Your exam window is finally open. You've studied for months, you are completely in the zone, and then suddenly, the system crashes. Or maybe your check-in just stalls completely. Panic sets in. What do you do? Who do you call? If you don't know the exact protocol in that terrifying moment, you literally risk not only failing to test, but actually losing your entire exam fee. No way do we want that to happen. So that's a stressful scenario we're resolving today, ensuring you know exactly how to react.
All right, let's dive into this. Section 1. Meet your exam vendor. Understanding the division of responsibilities.
To solve any problem on test day, our absolute first logical step is establishing exactly who is in charge. Notice the crystal clear division of labor here. On one side, representing the actual testing venue, we have Pearson VUE. The documentation explicitly states that Pearson VUE is your exam vendor. They are directly responsible for conducting the exam itself and managing those venues or check-ins. On the other side, we have PMI, and they act as your secondary support system. The big takeaway here? When you have an active, real-time testing issue, Pearson VUE is the primary vendor you've got to interact with first.
Moving right along to Section 2. Mandatory pre-exam steps. The absolute prerequisite for testing.
These are the crucial actions you have to take before your exam window even opens. The guidelines are incredibly strict on this point, guys. You absolutely must run a system test before the exam begins. You just cannot skip this. The documentation specifically instructs candidates to visit the Pearson VUE website to get the full rundown of what is and isn't allowed during your test. Doing this early on ensures that if you hit a snag while running that system test, Pearson VUE can jump in and help you resolve the issue promptly so you're ready to roll on time.
But, let's look at a worst-case scenario here. What happens if it's not some software bug on their end, but rather a failure on your end? Like, what happens if your power goes out, or your personal home network just abruptly drops right in the middle of the exam? Ouch! So, the crucial point is this. The candidate must pay the retake fee. Yeah, you heard that right. The guidelines explicitly state that if a candidate faces a system, network, or electricity issue on their end, you are footing the bill for a retake. It's a harsh, high-stakes reality. There's just no free pass if your home internet goes down or the local power grid fails. The financial liability falls entirely on you.
Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Section 3. Handling exam day emergencies. When things go wrong in the moment.
You're actively trying to test, and an emergency strikes. What's the exact action plan? Well, the support documents kind of scatter a few different rules around, but we've consolidated them for you here. Basically, you absolutely must use the Pearson VUE chat link for 3 specific emergencies: system test failures, check installs, and canceling the exam. When any of these happen, the instructions are clear. Scroll down the provided contact link and click directly on that chat icon. You'll be prompted to answer a few quick questions, and then a Pearson VUE agent will connect with you to resolve the issue promptly. The whole goal is to get you back to your exam on time.
Now for Section 4, the escalation protocol, navigating the ticket system. Let's shift our focus to what happens after the incident.
Let's see how this builds, because it follows a very strict chronological order of escalation. Step 1. You contact Pearson VUE and they create a formal case number for you. Step 2. You must wait for their response. The documents are super clear here. You really need to wait for their email resolution. They're going to update you via email once the issue is actually resolved. Step 3. Only after you receive that resolution from Pearson VUE, if you are still not satisfied, do you contact PMI. You have to follow up with Pearson VUE directly first.
3. That's the number of business days it's going to take to process if you try to skip ahead and do things out of order. If you decide to bypass Pearson VUE's update system, say you insist on having PMI raise a ticket for you regarding a Pearson VUE case number, the documentation warns that it'll just slow things down. It takes up to 3 business days just to process that ticket. Honestly, it's just far more efficient to contact Pearson VUE directly for updates on the cases they've generated.
24/7. Now, while the rules are strict, I definitely want to reassure you that you're not left entirely on your own here.
Once Pearson VUE has officially provided an email resolution, if you're still not happy with how they handled your case, PMI support acts as your ultimate safety net. The documentation actually repeats this comforting fact several times. PMI support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your assistance. They're ready to help you out, but again, only after that initial vendor resolution is fully complete.
Which brings us to a final, really important question to leave you with today. Have you truly secured your testing environment against sudden network or power drops? Think about it. We've seen exactly what the rules are throughout this explainer. The division of responsibility is clear, the chat escalation path is set, but most importantly, we know that if your personal network or electricity fails, you are on the hook for that retake fee. So take a hard look at your testing setup right now. Is it resilient enough to protect you from those fees? Thank you so much for joining me to break down these guidelines. Keep this structure in mind to prep your environment, stay perfectly calm if you need to hit up that chat agent, and go ace that exam.